can't stop thinking about you, but what you gonna do? And you know I'm feeling good like that, so what you gonna do? And I can't stop thinking about you, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Goodness, what happened there? What happened there? Oh my goodness. Do you know what it is? Something has rearranged here. So now I've disappeared. I might have actually deleted one of my screens. What is going on? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, people. Well, this is my playlist. If you like the music, this is what you should be tuning into. Hello everyone, and welcome to Myles Dyer Live, where every week we have shenanigans like that. Lots of random stuff. Well, the chat is over, Popsicle says. Yeah, oh my goodness, that is really strange. Can I bring it back? Can I bring it back? Obviously, I'm not going to look at it now, but that has totally confused me. Yeah, I hope all is well. This is Myles Dyer Live, where every Wednesday we hang out here on youtube.com/Myles and talk about all sorts, from the fun to the serious. Sometimes it might be about movies, games, pop culture, quizzes, and other times we take it a bit down a bit with mental health and well-being, life hacks, world news. There's a lot of that at the moment, as always. This should be better. You're sounding a little tinny. This should be better now. It was because it was coming out of these. I can't believe it. Look, I had 1 week off and I've already forgotten how to produce a show. Didn't do any tests, anything like that. This should be a lot better. But I hope you're all doing good. And thank you for putting up with that. Hello everyone. Lots of people here. Dominic with another ice cream. All the ice cream photos. Hope you're doing good, man. BR, Nick Mulo, the Game Cat, Callie Time Cat. Did I freeze? I didn't freeze. Although my Mac is about to run out of space. So when that happens, it should just stop recording the live stream. But hopefully it doesn't crash. We'll find out. Varglesoft, hello. Looper, hello to you. And Popsicle, as I've already mentioned. Chris into Purple House, hello. Did I read the instruction manual? No. Who reads instruction manuals these days? We don't need to do that. But yeah, I want to say a massive thank you for understanding, because last week there was no show. It was actually the first time, maybe the second time, that I've actually taken, like, I've decided I'm not doing a show, like, in advance. Normally it's just because I'm not feeling well and I've had to cancel last minute. But yeah, last week I was in rural France. It was about a 8 to 10 hour journey on car. Normally, well, not on car. The stuff was on the car. We were in car. We went on the Euro tunnel, which I think I always knew this existed, but I had never seen it before. And yeah, you can get on the Eurotunnel as a passenger on a train, get your own seat and go across, or you can drive onto it. And so that's what we did. We drove our car onto the Eurotunnel train, and you get sort of clamped in. I say clamped in. They put like one little block behind your car wheel to stop it rolling, even though you should have the handbrake on. And then that's it. And then 25 minutes you're in Calais, and then it's a drive. And so I think it wasn't the last episode we did, because the last Myles Dyer live we did Q&A when I was in France and my father was there. You had some good questions for him. I'll be bringing him back for a future episode to do it properly. But the week before that we were talking about, have you ever driven on the other side of the road? And I did do it, and I was driving on the freeway, so it was pretty straightforward. It just felt like I was driving on the outer lane. We say the fast lane, but technically you're not supposed to say that. But what is on the right side is actually the slow lane. So it kind of worked. Hey, GT, good to see you here, dude. Holy balls. Holy balls indeed. I don't know why I was saying holy balls, but there we go. I've said it 3 times now, so probably going to get demonetized. It is what it is. Metal Games Cat, Solid Fritz, good to see you. Good to see you here. Who is behind the door? This is the thing is, like, I know we've spoken about it before, but that is, like, it's not a Hobbit door because it's tall, but it's maybe a Gandalf door because Gandalf is pretty thin, right? Tall and thin. It is a very thin door. I would say it's maybe 2/3 the width of a normal door, because the actual door is just here. You can't see it. It's just off camera. But in there, I need to have a clear out, because in there is a lot of stuff. There is a lot of stuff in there. And yeah, lot of stuff in there that I need to clear out. A lot of old, like, merch and stuff that I need to sort out and things like that. But yeah, it'd be good. 8-bit, so you drove from England to France. Yeah, I mean, my father did most of it. To be fair, on the way down, my dad drove all of it, and the reason why was we headed down to France on Wednesday the 25th of June. It was a 4 a.m. start, and I was working the night before, and I think I was working till like 1 a.m. So I in the end, I had like 2 hours sleep, so I was not in a good place. And then by the time we got to where we needed to, about 5-6 o'clock in the evening, it was time for me to work. So I was working. On my vacation location Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And the reason why was on the Thursday we had 2 games launching, one of which was V-Racer Hoverbike. Gamer tag in the chat, loved your coverage of it, dude. And when I was out in France, I did have my Quest headset with me, and I didn't play a huge amount of VR, but every day I was checking out V-Racer. And although I played quite a bit of it, having worked on the social media campaign, and that, just like on vacation, completely unplugged from all that, and just get into game as a gamer. It's some of the most fun I've had in VR in a very, very long time. And the games that really can resonate with you are those that the more you play, and as you sort of learn the nuances and the meta, the best way of playing it, it just becomes increasingly more satisfying. And yeah, it's one of my favorite games. I can't wait for it to come to PSVR 2. And there's a lot of really cool ideas we've got for the game that I think need to be added, and we're working with the developers at Vertex Breakers. We're publishing, and they're an absolute joy. They actually invited me to come to their studio because they are in France, but unfortunately because of the long journey there and back, and I had family with me, we weren't able to stop off. But yeah, really, really, really good. Hey Brian, definitely not an American door. Slenderman door. There we go. Let's not think about that though. Actually, I think it's still too short for Slenderman. Still too short for Slenderman. Mason says, thanks for this live stream. I've been having a few rough days, and this live stream has taken my mind off things. So thanks. No worries. Like, sometimes it's good just to tune out. And actually, I've been saying this for months and months. Like, I need some new background music. I actually got some made, so I should put it on. I've actually got one. What? Okay, Mason. What do you want? I'm going to put both of them on. They're like little playlists. I've got some like lo-fi generated background music, AI generated. So we've got Breathe Easy or Pixel Dreams. I'm going to play both of them, but what do you want first? I assume you're going to go with Breathe Easy, but I'll let you pick. Chris says, I don't like flying, so if I can avoid it. Yeah, well, Trains are good. Ferries are good. Yeah. And also, when getting on the Eurotunnel, because we had my brother's dog Theo, you have to go to a little like pet reception where you have to get your little puppy passport out and get him checked out, which was very, very cute. And just to show you how cute Theo was, let me find the photo of Theo. This was this was on one of the stops. He was really struggling with the heat. He's just so adorable. But let me see if I can find another one. This was him under the table at dinner one day. There we go. There, Theo. An old man now, Theo. And there's a closer up. Ah. Yeah, Theo is adorable. And it was great. They had some wonderful like places to visit. Like, look at this. It was like in a small village, a weir. It was just beautiful. And my parents' friends, I mean, friends of mine as well, known them pretty much my entire life. They live in a village in southwest France. And their village, they have like a few homes. I'd say there's probably like 10 or 15 homes in that village. It is so quiet. And at night, looking up at the sky, loads of you who've been in rural areas will know just like what it's like to see a clear sky and then to see an absolutely ridiculously clear sky where you can even see like satellites moving along, shooting stars. Just absolutely incredible. Yeah, it was really, really great. And the nearest town or shop, I mean, there was a bakery in a really small village nearby that was like a 10-15 minute drive. But then, like, the nearest, like, actual town was maybe a 20-minute drive away. So it really is out in the middle of nowhere. Nick says, have you heard about the guy that's walking from Chile to England? I guess he's going to have to swim the English Channel to finish up. Maybe you should check out that ferry. No, I don't know about this. I might have to look this up. There and back. Sounds like a Hobbit to me. Okay, Pixel Dreams, but... Okay, Mason says, just because you said breathe easy, I will go Pixel Dreams first. Okay, here we go. Ready? I'll keep that in the background. There we go. Got some nice new background music. Hopefully it's a good balance. Actually, yeah, what is the longest... Okay, what defines a ferry? What defines a ferry? Is it just a boat that takes over X number of people? A ferry is a boat or ship that transports passengers or vehicles across body of water, often on a regular schedule. And it does cargo as well. So what is the definition? It is just a place where persons or things are carried across a body of water, such a river, in a boat. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Did I see the Milky Way? One of our friends out there had one of those apps where you could hold it to the sky and it would like put the constellations out. I'll tell you what though, I did take a photo on my phone that I will upload to the computer now if there's even space for this. Let's find out. Is it going to fail? It's just a photo. Here we go. Let me... can I rotate this? Rotation. There we go. 90. And then... Let's just zoom this in. This is the thing about it, right? This was taken on my phone. Just putting my iPhone up to the sky. Like, if I had an actual camera, it would have been even greater. I mean, you tell me, can you see any constellations on there? Anything that you recognise? But yeah, the fact that you can take that on a phone camera is incredible. It's incredible. It was stunning. Absolutely stunning. You think if it carries cars? No, you can. I remember my father used to get a ferry to work when he lived in Boston, Massachusetts, and it was a people ferry. But yeah. Crossed Rostock to Helsinki, 27 hours ferrying. Really? What is the world's longest ferry ride? The longest ferry route by distance is the Hurtigruten lines, sailing between Bergen and Kirkenes, Norway, which is a 1,500-mile journey, according to the Telegraph. This journey, which includes a 12-day round trip, is operated by comfortable ferries that depart daily. A 12-day round trip, right? So 6 days each way. Wow. How about that? Yeah, there isn't a way to capture it. Like when you're out there looking at the stars, gives me real existential feelings. I mean, this is something I've always said, and when I said it when I was out there in the field, actually we were by the swimming pool looking up, my dad kind of dismissed it. He was very sarky. He went, "Oh, how profound, Myles." And I thought, like, I wasn't saying it to be profound for profound sake, but I just said that there was a thought I once had when like looking at the stars that like made my hairs stand up. And maybe it isn't anything particularly like profound, but I don't know, you tell me. All I said was that there was a time when I was younger where I looked up at the stars, at just the vastness of it, time, space, everything, and you're looking up there thinking, are we alone, or are there other like advanced beings out there? And then I thought to myself that once upon a time humans would stand on the shoreline looking out to sea and saying, there's probably no one out there. And that's all I'm saying, is once upon a time we'd look out to the horizon and the water and feel that there's nothing out there. It's just like the land that we're on. And now we look and realise, no, there was clearly people all over the world. Once we found the means of travelling across water, large bodies of water, which is dangerous and perilous at times. And it might be that in 20 years from now, there'll just be a seismic shift from a discovery, and we look back and go, do you remember when we used to look up at the stars and wonder if we were alone? It could be that all over again. I don't know. What do you think? I'm not saying do you think if we're alone or not, but that as a concept, like, that's how progress works, right? Is our consciousness only extends to the knowledge that we have up to now. It can frame everything. Some of you noticed some of the oh, you said that's a cruise. Okay, so yeah, it's a cruise. Let me have a look here. We'll check that another time. Brian says, or you could be a flat earther and, well, think you're looking at little lights projected on a canvas in the sky. Yeah. Well, isn't flat earthers, a lot of it is about, isn't it like that we're like in a bowl? Like it's an ice wall around? Yeah. There's always some really good flat earther memes. Let me have a look here. Oh god, this is great. This is great. I'll share this. Open image in a new tab. Flat Earth memes are so good. Oh god, I'm gonna have to screenshot it because Reddit won't let me download it. Finally got banned from the Flat Earth Discord by posting a forbidden image. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's have a look what else we got here. What about the flat sun theory? Oh my goodness. I'm looking at. I'm not going to let you do a live stream of just me looking at flat Earth memes. But yeah, that's really good. Can your phone zoom into Uranus? Don't know if you can hear that drum beat. This is true. There is a new theory that we actually exist inside of a black hole. The wild thing about black holes, it's the whole thing that you have the like space time, and then you've got like the event horizon, and then it goes down to a singularity, which is like infinity. Yeah, it's pretty mind blowing. Soon AI will be able to just give us all the answers. There we go. That was Pixel Dreams. Now we're gonna go with Breathe Easy. There you go. Lo-fi background music. It's good. The thought of humans being the only intelligent life in the universe that has more stars and planets than sand grains on Earth is typical human arrogance. What was the thing that I heard that if you have a glass of water, there's more molecules of water than... Oh, mate, I'm going to have to look this up. It is... Okay, this is it. There are more water molecules in a single glass of water than there are glasses of water in all the oceans on the Earth. But yeah, I've also heard the fact that there are more stars in the known universe than grains of sand on this planet. It's pretty hard to think of. Some flat earthers recently went to the South Pole and captured a time lapse of the sun not setting, completely disproving everything they believed. Good times, amazing. What up, Salvador? Salvador, thank you again. I will always say that every time. And no, Brian, it's not derailing. We just go with the flow. I like this. We are going to talk about like the importance of taking time out, but like just whatever, man. Like we always just chat whatever. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, isn't this what Gamescast Live is like? You have like the main topic of the story, but you start off with 40 minutes of complete and utter nonsense from me. Can't speak for anyone else. So today, everyone, I went to the dentist and I did a double bill. I had a checkup and then I also had like a clean, like a hygiene. It's called a hygienist. Only on Fridays, Brian says. And then I had a hygienist appointment. Do you call that in the States when you go and have a clean hygienist appointment? Anyway, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when I was off work last week, I did let my mind wander, and I'll get to this more in a moment. But I was thinking about like, what do I want to achieve like for the rest of the year? And I definitely want to take better care of myself, so I want to be taking breaks. I want to be sleeping well. I'm going to be signing up to a gym. But also, I want to get back on the VR horse. I want to be back to doing Let's Plays, you know, little and often. Not thinking about the totality of all the games to play, but at least like do a couple a week, and then as many as I want at the weekend. And then just having time to prepare for this show on Wednesday, and also for Without Parole on Friday, Gamescast Live. So all that's really important. And so I've set myself some tasks to do every weekend, because I have a list of things I want to do, and it's very easy to then get to the weekend and go, right, I've got to get as much of this done. And that can be very debilitating mentally. It's better to say, you know what, just achieve 2 of these things every weekend. And you look at it and go, really? I could do a bit more than that. Yeah, but just do the 2 things. And then you'll achieve it over time. And if you do extra stuff, then that's great.
what has this got to do with going to the dentist? Because something I've been talking about for a long time is I want to have guests on this show. And normally with this, it's always a last minute rush because I'm in work meetings. I come out of a work meeting, then jump on this, and then I have to go, and it's really, really full on. But Wednesdays now at work, we have turned into a meeting-free Wednesday, which means I have time to just really get into the flow of big project stuff I'm working on. But it also means I can set aside a bit of time before the show to prep for it, which I'm definitely going to like. And so I'm really going to make a concerted effort to have guests on the show. And Brian Poole, would like you to come back on, good sir. Definitely love to get Wes back on. AJ hasn't been on yet, I don't think, so it'd be good to get AJ on. And then also, obviously, beyond the VR space as well. And so what has this got to do with going to the dentist? I think I mentioned a long time ago, I have a really awesome dentist. She's like, just really chill, really like, I don't know, we're just a good conversationist. Always happy to deal with my general curiosity about dentistry and tech. And like, I was asking today, like, is AI now a big part of when it comes to x-rays and that? And she was jokingly going, yeah, it is now. And I'm still trying to learn how it all works. So I actually asked her during the appointment today, I said, this is a really random question. And I thought straight away, she's probably like, what is this going to be? And I was like, I do a podcast. Would you like to come on it? Because I love having people from all walks of life. And I find dentistry and like people that work in the space fascinating. And it's a very chill conversation, but it'd be cool just to chat, but also talk about like how you got into dentistry and what the biggest misconceptions are, because I think dentistry is very wildly misunderstood. I didn't say this at the time, but this will definitely be a part of the convo, is like, don't they say that like dentistry is the most depressing like job to have because it's all about looking in small spaces? So like I'd definitely be interested. And she was like, yeah, that sounds awesome, like what a cool idea. She has her own practice as well. So I got her details, going to reach out to her. And I said, check my channel. You don't want to say yes to a podcast until you know who's doing it, because you might look at me and go, oh my God, who is this freak? I don't want to be associated with that. But no, she said she'd be up for it. It'd be cool to have done it for like International Dentist Day, but that's like in February or March. We're past that. So we'll do it in the next month or two. But yeah, I genuinely want to get more guests on. Another guest I've been talking to, they actually were on Dragon's Den, which is the UK version of Shark Tank. Much better, I must say. Much more compassionate in its in the way that it's produced. But there was a company that is called, is it First Hive? Oh my God, what's it called? Or is it Thirst Aid? I'm just coming up with random terms. They do these key rings that has a little sugar solution in it. So when you're walking, if you see a bee that's on the floor, it's probably run out of energy. And so what you do is you get the little bottle, you put it, you give it to the bee, it has energy, and then it's able to fly off and you can save a bee. Because we need to save the bees. So I wanted to get them on the show for ages, and then I saw them on Dragon's Den on BBC, and I thought, oh my goodness, they're going to be even harder to get on now. But I got in touch with them, and they'd be up for coming on at some point. So all I'm saying is I am determined to start getting into a cadence where, like, if we have a guest every month, that's great, because like a month has 4 episodes. One is a Q&A, one would be a guest, and then that leaves 2 for us to, you know, do other topics as well. And then maybe as we go along, we end up doing more guests and stuff, because guests are interesting. I love having conversations. It's good to bounce off people. Have your dentist try some VR. Is there a VR dentist game? We got Surgeon Simulator, right? But is there actually a dentistry game? That would be wild, right? Because there's the hairdresser one, but I don't think there's a dentist one yet. And yes, if the bees go, humans are next. Absolutely. If the bees collapse, we're fucked. I bet she spends a lot of time patiently answering Myles' questions while poised with her tools just above his mouth, waiting until she can keep going. No, actually, I'm really good with that. Like, if she's working on it, I'll say nothing. It's only like as she goes off and do other stuff. Like, I just want them to be able to crack on. Yeah. You have a Canadian version of Dragon's Den, okay. Maybe a horror dentistry game. There must be. If Brian's still here. Brian, is there a VR game? A dentist VR game? Let's have a look. Dentist Simulator. Oh, of course there is. Is that... Oh, my goodness. Creed Rise to Glory. Yeah. You do take out a lot of teeth on that. That is very, very true. Let's have a look here at Dentist Simulator. It's got 2.2 stars. But we shouldn't judge, right? Is this going to work? Let's have a look. There we go. Yeah, let's have a look here. Okay, tell me that doesn't look like a horror game right there. Oh, Jesus Christ. What happened there? What is going on? Look at that. I mean, I don't like to judge appearance. That is a thing. That's like Predator, right? It just says it's a simulation. Yeah, this is nightmare fuel. Oh my God, some of the other photos. Let's keep going. I mean, the music. God, can you imagine going to the dentist and they play this music? And there is no way it rains money at the. Look at that! Jesus Christ! I'll have to show this to to my dentist when she comes on. Okay. Yeah, great. Sorry, this is unbelievable. Make real steps of a dental consort. Yeah, I would love to get my dentist. This is just unbelievable. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Let's see what the reviews are. Who has never been afraid of going to the dental office, but now it's your turn to be the dentist? Unable to... This is crap, not able to create an account. This game is fantastic and challenging. I really felt inside a dentist extracting teeth from patients. I look forward to new updates. Okay, people can't even join it. Okay. Wild. Absolutely wild. Oh my goodness. Here we are. Yep. That's such a red mouth, full of blood. Yep. I have a horror story of being at a dentist. Let me see if I've got it. I had it on YouTube, but let's just see if I've got it on my... We did a dentist episode once, actually. I do remember that. Let's have a look. Oh my God. I've just found a document of when I was pitching to run Peppa Pig's YouTube channel. I love that some people won't even know what it is. 62nd September. It was one of those episodes. Right, let's just find it on here. Myles Dyer, dentist. I probably played this video on 62nd September. No, maybe I privated it. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Yeah, 62nd September. It was in 2009. Every day in September, I had to do a 60-second YouTube video. And by day 3, I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. And then by the end, I was like, oh, no, I did it. Did it. I'm pretty sure it was 2009. By the way, next a year from now, it's going to be 20 years since I started YouTube. Isn't that wild? She's going to say, I wish people could open their mouths like that. Oh, my goodness. I'm pretty sure that's how it looks from a dentist POV. We'll have to ask her. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, absolutely wild. Kill Artist says, got to go, Myles. Going to get an hour workout on my VR treadmill before Gamescast. Got to lose some weight in style. That sounds awesome. Good luck with that. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Right, so yeah. So anyway, look. Today's episode was called Time Out because I've literally been out for a week and I've had some time to reflect. And something I concluded from my time off, and this isn't revolutionary, and I did a Instagram reel about this. Like, this is not new. Everyone understands this. But it really made me realise how important boredom is. Like, when you switch off. Because when I was out there, my parents were like, hey, Myles, are you having a good time? Like, we don't want you to be bored. And I was like, no. I want to be bored. I want to have days where I'm here, like, with nothing to do on the agenda. Just, like, play a bit of VR, go in the swimming pool. I got dropped off at a local lake where I did some walks around it, which was beautiful. Boredom is so important because it's just where your mind just allows stuff to come to the surface. It's like when I do flotation tanks. When you completely disconnect yourself from incoming stimuli, it just allows you to reset and then just stuff comes to the surface. Myles got a nice tan. Do I look tanned? Well, I mean, to be honest, you can tell here. Like, look at that. I mean, that's hair on my arms there, but it is tanned. It is tanned. But yeah, you can see that. You can see the difference there. It's like a halved. I've not like put the sausages around the barbecue. Like not cooked there, but there. Also, my neck. Yeah. Yeah, you're off white now instead of just white. Yeah. One of my colleagues said when I had a meeting with her at the start of the week, she instantly went, wow, Myles, this is the happiest you've looked in weeks. And genuinely, like, I knew I'd taken time off, and I've been very public about this. Like, last week was my first week off work in over a year, which is not good. But it has just been a tough year, in many ways self-inflicted, because the reality is if I wanted to take a week off, I could have done, but I was just like, I can't step away from this. There's too much to do. I need to be here. And again, this is nothing new. It's important to take time off because it makes you perform well. The most extreme version of explaining this, and I can imagine Brian's going to relate to this, especially when it comes to working late nights, trying to get an edit done. And actually, we've spoken about this because I know that you do the right thing on reflection with this, and I need to get better at it. But you could be at like 2 a.m. trying to get a bit of work done, and you're like, I'm not going to go to bed until this is done. And it ends up taking you, let's say, another 3 hours. Whereas if you went to sleep and woke up and you're fresh, you'd have a clear mind and you get it done in like 30 minutes. But there's just something mentally about like not wanting to step away until it's complete. I need to build muscles. Yeah, I do. I need to work out. I'm signing up to this like warehouse gym where you do like circuit training and stuff. I definitely want to get into that. But yeah. Zugs Wang 66 says, love your content, always entertaining, very cool channel for the discerning, good mix of trivial and can be poignant, fun trivia, and you keep it real. Top bloke, don't stop. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. That is always the thing, is like, as a social media strategist, I know that like if I really wanted to grow this channel, I just need to be all in on one niche, which is VR. And so like the argument would be Myles Dyer Live should be a VR show. Like every Wednesday we just talk about VR here. But it's just like, I like just talking about stuff. And to be honest, there is overlap. We sometimes talk about VR. I obviously do Let's Plays, which appeals to some of you out there that don't have VR or never had an interest, but there's something kind of interesting of seeing something in a virtual reality world. But yeah, I like having a weekly show where we can just like bounce off on just topics and just, you know, talk about things, some things that are really mundane and therefore really don't get talked about much. And I learn a lot from it, and I hope that you learn a lot from it too. I mean, when I did traveling to America, I learned about all these things I could get for my luggage, like constriction socks, was it? Like packing cubes, that was an absolute game changer. Love it. All that sort of stuff. Sneaking a rubber ducky into Miles's flotation tank. Do you lose the holes you don't take, or have you been able to carry it over? There's no carrying it over. I work as a contractor, so like, it is what it is. So there's none of that. I remember reading years ago that Netflix in the US, even with their full-time employees, let me find this. Netflix unlimited time off. Basically, Netflix allowed you to have unlimited paid time off. And what I remember reading at the time, but I don't know how it's happened, is people ended up like taking less work than they normally would. Time off. For me, taking time off work is dictated more about like, what am I going to be comfortable with? I mean, during the pandemic, when I worked at a factory, like putting things together the same every 3 seconds, not the most interesting job, but there was something quite liberating of getting to the end of the day and then signing off and being like, right, I'm going home, and I don't have to think about work. Like when I come in tomorrow, I'm just going on a production line again and doing it more. There's none of this, I've got to remember to do this tomorrow. Maybe if I became a line manager, there might be a bit of that, but like unlikely. Whereas when you work in service industries or management, social media especially, because social media we all know is non-stop. Doesn't stop at weekends, doesn't stop on days off. It's just absolutely continuous with that. Growing is overrated. I'm glad you aren't just VR. I'm real. I'm not just virtual. Just occasional is great. I like the variety. Variety, there you go. Always go to sleep and step away. There is a point of diminishing returns. Diminishing returns is exactly what it is. Hey, Shapeshifter. Hope you're doing good. Can you use guns as a contractor, or is that a different thing? Yeah, it's definitely a different thing. I mean, we work remotely, so I would definitely get in extra trouble if I had weapons here. Something else I'm going to think of doing is like doing a bit of nomad stuff. So like just traveling to different places and working remotely, because I can work anywhere I want, which I think is pretty liberating. Well, this is the point, Callie, because you go, if you love your job enough, it might not matter so much. Time off, although some is necessary. Yeah, some is necessary. But that is when burnout can really kick in. And I've spoken a lot about burnout before, but I'll say this again, because when I mention it to people, they often say it's a really good metaphor. Like, I always regard burnout as like getting food poisoning. And the reason I say that is people that have never experienced burnout before and haven't really read much into it, they just think burnout is like you get tired and then you get unwell, and then obviously you recover and then you get back on with what you do. But it's not exactly like that, because the way it works with burnout is, like food poisoning, is there could be some food that you absolutely love, and then you get food poisoning. You recover from the food poisoning, you go back to the food that you love, and your body's not having it because it's now learned this kind of food, this made me sick last time, not happening again. And so you therefore fall out of love with something that you adored, and it was regular, super, super important. And so the actual like specific story I always tell, very, very sad story, was I went to Yo Sushi. Do you have Yo Sushi in America? Is Yo Sushi in the States? It's a sushi conveyor belt chain in the UK. But I went to one for the first time with a friend, and they had on the conveyor belt teriyaki chicken. I'd never had teriyaki chicken. I was like, great, teriyaki chicken. Let's try this. Wow, teriyaki chicken. I love teriyaki chicken. Might get some ads on this live show for teriyaki chicken, just because I said a few times teriyaki chicken. I'm not sponsored by teriyaki chicken. And if I was, they'd probably have a better name other than teriyaki chicken to give it a distinguishing factor from the rest of the teriyaki chicken on the market. But anyway, I had some teriyaki chicken and I really enjoyed it. And then as I left Yo Sushi, I remember literally leaving the door and saying goodbye to my friend. I wasn't feeling particularly great. I got home and then I came down with like a fever. Horrible. Now, I was clearly unwell with something else. This was nothing to do with teriyaki chicken. But my body doesn't know that. My mind does. My body doesn't know it. Which meant the next time I had teriyaki chicken, just the smell of it made me feel sick. And so, despite saying it so many times, just saying it's fine. I think I might have had it recently. It's been long enough. But for the longest time, after discovering teriyaki chicken and loving it, I couldn't eat it. And it was really sad. Really sad. Like, I can think of some of your favourite foods. Like, can you imagine, like, not ever being able to eat pizza again? Unbelievable. That doesn't happen, right? That's not a real thing. Hopefully not. The McDonald's teriyaki chicken burger is great, supposedly. There we go. Who knows? Who knows? Could do with some teriyaki chicken now. There we go. There we go. But that is what Burnout is. So for me, I want to take good care of myself because it's about playing the long game. There is a reason that I don't do YouTube videos anymore, like actual videos. I do them like once a year or something like that. And the reason why is if I got the reason was I got burnt out. This was like 10 years ago. I got burnt out from doing YouTube videos. I got burnt out on a couple of times, but then I had one that was really bad. Never recovered from it. Live streaming is different because live streaming, I script it, you go live, and then you're done. You can clip it afterwards, stuff like that, but you're done. Whereas you do a video, you script it, you record it, you edit it, you then prepare it for publishing. If I had time, I definitely probably would like to do videos. And maybe I could get a setup at some point to do it. Like I could get if I had a teleprompter, which you can get, like Elgato has a good teleprompter that you can fix, that would be pretty cool. And I do videos in the sense of like vertical videos. And that is something I definitely want to get back in the flow of. But yeah, I always remember hearing the creators of the British TV show, Peep Show, calling it like the Infinity Machine. They were talking about like how much more difficult it was to write a TV show when the internet came out, because you'd be writing and then you're just a couple of clicks away from the internet and getting completely lost in it. And they describe the internet as the Infinity Machine. And I think because of that, when it comes to running a YouTube channel or doing anything, there is always more that you can do. And so it's a question of priorities. It's about, you have an abundance of tools and capabilities. It's now a question of like, what's going to be the best use of your time. And it's a very difficult thing, and that's what I do as a strategist across dozens of projects for Impact Reality and Flat VR Studios. Yeah. I realised Eric Masher was going to come on the show and he had to cancel last minute, so I have to get him back on at some point. I went on his show at one point, that was really good. Salvador says, my mind doesn't associate it with food, it associates it with the specific location I got the food. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, context is very important. By the way, this music is banging. This is great background music. I've nailed it. You had that with apples. You got sick from eating apples. I do need to have a flotation tank session though. It needs to happen. Definitely. Anything special planned for your show 200? Presumably late August, maybe early September. I mean, what episode? This is 194, right? Oh my goodness, we've only got 6 episodes left. That's, yeah, I mean, the 100th one, we did that, I did that, like, eating disgusting sweets. I have to think about it. I have to think about what we do for the 200th episode. Yeah. We'll work it out, we'll work it out. I'm open to ideas. Wow, we're coming up to the top of the hour, people. You're going to book one for Friday, been a few months. Was this a flotation tank or is this something else? Sorry if I've lost what the other piece of that was. Yeah, 199B, 199C, 199D. Yeah, just keep prolonging it. To be honest, we'd be pretty close now. There's been obviously a few delays and stuff. Yeah, 6 weeks gives plenty of planning time. I'll definitely have to think about it. So yeah, it'll be towards the end of August. And next week is 4 years of live streams. Wow. That is pretty wild. That is pretty wild. The reality is I could also use it as an opportunity to get a guest on the show. Do you want to be on my 200th episode? You know? Time flies. It does when you get older. And you know why that is? I've mentioned it on the show before. But what I was told is it's because contextually... there's a couple reasons. Definitely, as we've got older, there's less boredom and stopping time. We're always doing stuff. And when you're busy, time goes quicker. We're constantly busy. Even being busy once upon a time used to be like physically busy for the most part. Whereas now we're mentally busy because we're completely inundated with this attention economy and things we're trying to consume. But the other aspect of it is because when you're 5 years old, a year is going to be an additional 20% of your life. So, wow, a whole year. I remember when the summer holidays, like summer break, when I was a kid, felt like forever. And then as I was like in my teens, I was like, oh my God, 6 weeks goes super quick. It's not a lot of time. So as you get older, a year represents a shorter and shorter period of your time. And I think the rehearsal of like going through it again and again probably contextualizes it more and pieces like that. But yeah, that is why. That is why. All right, everyone. Well, we are getting towards the top of the hour, but it was good to check in. I just want to say a massive thank you for letting me have a break last week, and it feels good to be back. I love having this new music in the background. I'm digging this a lot. I found the music I had in the background before. It was fine. It felt a bit samey, but not in a good way. But yeah. Yeah, information can definitely give you burnout. Marty says, I purchased my tickets for Superman. Any interest? I have never been a fan of Superman. I don't dislike Superman. I've never really been into a lot of superhero movies. Just Spider-Man growing up, I think, really was it. But I have been impressed by certain movies in the past, like The Batman, I thought was awesome. I'm curious about this, and I've been looking at the reviews, and it's really interesting how people fall on two sides of it. Like, some people say the James Gunn like humor, like there'll be an emotional moment and then there's a quip, and it's like, oh, just let it hang out a bit, you know. Let the emotional bit ring out a bit before you have a joke or something like that. But I've heard a lot of people saying that it's just like really, it feels like a comic book movie. Which is great. So yeah, for me, I always want to see these movies on IMAX, but the nearest IMAX to me is in London. Like, it's hassle to get to, like real hassle. So super expensive to do, and there are so many movies, especially Christopher Nolan movies, that I haven't seen because I'm like, I'll go see it on the IMAX, and then it stops, and then by the time I see it, I'm on a plane, and it's like, oh, do you want to watch on the plane on this small screen, Oppenheimer? No, thank you. I remember seeing The Dark Knight in LA at an IMAX, and there's the beginning scene where like the camera goes over a building. I think they're using a zip line to the bank for the bank robbery scene at the start. And as it goes over the building, because the screen like goes below you on an IMAX, as you go over, you look over and you're like, ugh. It's like pretty remarkable in that way. But there's a couple of movies I'm excited to. Like horror tends to be what brings me to the movies now. And I've mentioned this before. Watching like the idea of watching a horror movie at home alone is would have been unthinkable for me in my 20s. Like I was such a scaredy cat. But once you've done VR horror, and yeah, I'm a scaredy cat with VR horror. Like I'm not debating that. But once you come out of that, it's just, it's unbelievable. Like, seeing a horror movie on a TV. It's like, oh yeah, it's that little horror thing in a box in the frame in the corner of the room. It's fine. Did you see 28 Decades Later? No, I've been curious to see it. I, to be fair, need to watch 28 Days Later because I haven't watched it since around the time it came out, and I don't think I even watched all of it. I remember not clicking with it, and I don't know why, but I need to check it out again, and then I never saw 28 Weeks Later. I don't know if I need to see him before I see this, but I feel I need to do that. But yeah, that definitely comes to mind. YouTube was better when Stickade was the popular thing. Oh my goodness, yeah. Stickade. I've got loads of Stickade shirts in there, so maybe I should give some out or something. We'll have to work something out sometime. Anyway, everyone, we are at the top of the hours. Top of the hour. And so, as we always like to do at the end, is think about some vitamin G. Vitamin G. So, this is just the part of the show where at the end we just take a moment to hone back and just think about something we're grateful for in life. It could be a person, could be a thing, could be an experience, could be anything. And you don't have to share it in the chat. I, of course, invite you all to share it in the chat. But just thinking about it, honestly, it's a big part of self-compassion. It means a lot. I try and do it every time my head hits the pillow when I go to sleep. If I've had a really tough day or I'm feeling anxious, just like saying, here are 3 things I'm really grateful for today. And just like going through them in my head, it leaves me feeling better. And even when I'm in really tough times, I'm like, you know what? Life can be tough, and it's not about comparing you to other situations, but it's like right now, these things in my life are beautiful and I'm so, so grateful for it. So my vitamin G is for my family. I had a really good time with my dad, my mum, my brother, his other half, and little Theo. I had some really, really good time with them. And yeah, I had a very emotional exchange with my parents and my dad. After the trip, I was in London. I was at a restaurant and I saw a young couple with their baby, and it got me thinking about videos I've actually got of me as a baby being looked after by my parents, and I get really emotional. Like I cry, and it's because I don't know. There's something about seeing your parents at like the age that I am now, or when I was younger, and just like with all the stresses they were dealing with, like, and I'm trying not to get emotional thinking about it now, but like they were just so caring for me, and like they did so much for me and my brother. And I text my dad and I said, words will never articulate how I really feel, like how much I love you. And so in this context, and I just explained like where my mind was, I said, I know things hadn't always been easy, and I just want you to know that I'm just so grateful for everything that you've done for me, so I can have the best possible chance in life. And like things aren't always perfect, but like fuck, I am so, so lucky to have you and mum, and I'm really, really grateful. And he just said, that's a nice thought, which was fine, because I think it's one of those things. I don't know. Love's a powerful thing, and life's short. And I've had some reminders through people I know recently who've had to say goodbye to people. And in those conversations, it's always the conversation about like, they knew you loved them. They knew you loved them. And I feel that you'll always never know fully. You'll never feel like you're able to say it enough. If you've got people in your life you're lucky enough to love and that. And yeah, I don't know. It's a very deep vitamin G this week, but that was something I thought about during the trip. And you just have those existential moments in life. And if there's people in your life that you love, you care about, tell them you love them, and be contextual about it as well. Like, why do you love them? And sometimes it can just be unconditional, and it can be just as simple as I love you, but just expressing gratitude and just saying, this is why I appreciate you. It can be so impactful, and it's good for you as well as for them. I think, especially when it comes to time out, which is the idea of the show, we can get wrapped up in stuff. And I think about that with work as well. And we often talk about this at work, and at my last job as well, is when things are tough, at the end of the day, it's just a job. We say we're just working in the gaming industry, and like, jobs are important and stuff. But like, when it comes to friends and family, health and well-being, like, your body is a temple. You only have one family. If you're lucky for that, you only have one life. And so just having those moments to check in with yourself and make sure that you're making the most of the connections that we have, because our consciousness is kind of an echo of the things that we reflect of, whether it's the items we use and interact with, like right now, using all this technology, or the people that we get to share moments with. So, yeah, it was a long one. Probably my longest vitamin G yet, but yeah, sometimes you just got to let the words flow. Callie Timecat says, Vitamin G this week, all the wonderful people at Pride in London, full of colour and joy, and a real tonic after a lot of anti-LGBTQIA plus rhetoric. I do need to go to Pride sometime. I've always been meaning to. I haven't, but I should definitely do it sometime. What's this? Prob's my future girlfriend, but she's just too naggy today, or something like that. I don't know. Okay. You can appreciate the future. Vitamin G, grateful for today, for positivity. Yeah, the moment. What we have is now. You're very kind. I'm grateful for all you lot. I'm very grateful for you lot. Just having a look. Any more Vitamin G's? Vargelsoft says, I'm grateful for Baconaise. Well, I will be when it kicks in and I can stop sneezing my head off. Beaconaise. I thought this was... Sorry, I said Baconaise. Beaconaise. Is Beaconaise just some medication, right? I thought you meant Baconaise, you know, mayonnaise, like bacon-flavoured mayonnaise. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. Vitamin G, finding an apple that doesn't make me puke. Ambrosia for the win. They're sweet. Still crunch in the fridge and grain here in Canada. There we go. There we go. Vitamin G. New set of eyeballs, 2020 visions, no cataracts. Honestly, Random Toxic, that's amazing. That's amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, well, keep the Vitamin Gs coming in as we go through the end credit stuff. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you. Really, really appreciate it. And yeah, keep on being amazing. And I'll see you at Gamescast on Friday. And I'll be doing some Let's Plays sometime soon as well. Just getting into the flow of stuff, one step at a time. But yeah, feeling good about everything and grateful for the week off. So choose love. And as always, love, respect, empathy, and adios. Till next time. And I need to get this title thing fixed that was messed up at the beginning. Don't know what happened with it, but I'll sort it out. Have a good one, everyone. I pressed the button, the host button, and it wasn't working because the host frame isn't here. I need to fix it for next week. And I bet you I don't fix it next week. I better run into problems. I got to jump. I got a meeting to prep for in 20 minutes time. So thank you, everyone. Really, really appreciate it. Always good positivity. And have a wonderful rest of your week. Much love.